practice question can feel like an interruption. Reading was smooth. The explanation made sense. Then the source disappears and asks you to produce an answer. Confidence drops. The method that exposes the gap feels worse than the method that kept the answer visible. That feeling is easy to misread. We often treat ease as evidence that learning is going well and hesitation as evidence that it is not. But a practice question can do more than grade you. It can become part of learning itself. The important change is to stop treating the first answer as a verdict and start treating it as information about what should happen next. Adesso, Trevisan, and Sundararajan published a 2017 meta-analysis of practice testing. Across many included comparisons, practice testing improved learning relative to non-testing conditions. The result varied with conditions such as the test format, feedback, and the comparison activity. This is not proof that any quiz improves any skill. A vague multiple-choice question, an answer never checked, or a high-pressure test can create a very different event. The evidence supports a more careful claim. Producing an answer from memory can support learning, not merely measure it. Why might that matter? When the answer is visible, you can follow it. When it is hidden, you have to rebuild access. The attempt reveals whether the central idea is available, whether two concepts have been confused, and whether a condition has disappeared. Checking then prevents confidence from hardening around a mistaken answer. The correction gives the accurate version another chance to be produced. The free 7-day recall experiment is linked below. It uses this as a low-stakes learning event, not as a scorecard. The protocol is retrieve, check, patch. First, retrieve one specific answer with the source closed. Keep the question narrow enough that you can evaluate it. Second, check against the book, course, documentation, work solution, or another authoritative source. Third, patch only the missing or distorted relationship. Then produce the corrected answer once more. Suppose you are learning a software concept. Do not ask, "Do I understand caching?" That question is too broad and recognition can answer yes. Ask, "What problem does this cache solve and what condition makes an entry stale?" Produce a short answer. Check the documentation. You may discover that you remembered speed but missed consistency, or remembered expiration time but missed an invalidation event. Patch that condition and answer again. The same approach works with a professional manual. Instead of testing every minor detail, choose the knowledge with future consequences. The principle that guides a choice, the condition that changes a rule, the distinction that prevents a predictable error, or the sequence that must begin correctly. One good question can be more diagnostic than 10 minutes of vague review. Keep the stakes low. Retrieval works poorly as a personal threat. The purpose is not to prove intelligence or continue until every detail is perfect. An incomplete first answer is allowed because it is evidence. If nothing important depends on that attempt, you can inspect the gap instead of defending it. Feedback is essential. People can retrieve misconceptions fluently. Repeating an unverified answer can make the wrong relationship easier to produce. The check is what turns uncertainty into correction. In high-consequence technical, legal, medical, financial, or operational work, retrieval does not replace current documentation, qualified judgment, or required safeguards. Remember the structure that helps you recognize the case and navigate to the authoritative detail. Retrieval also does not replace initial study. An answer cannot be recalled before some representation has been formed. If your attempt is empty because the explanation was never understood, the next action is a clearer example or smaller unit, not more aggressive testing. Better recall does not automatically establish deep understanding, transfer, or skilled performance either. Those jobs need different prompts and often real practice. Use a small number of questions. Overtesting can bury the main ideas and make reading feel like constant interruption. The question earns its place when later access matters. Ask what a future conversation, decision, or task will actually require. Retrieve that, check it, and patch the exact gap. Question format matters because it determines what must be produced. Recognition questions can be useful, especially when the alternatives are designed to reveal a specific confusion. A short answer prompt removes more support. A prediction asks for the next step. A comparison asks which case fits and why. Choose the smallest format that practices the relationship future use will require, and keep a reliable answer available for checking. You can also use retrieval inside normal reading instead of creating a separate test bank. Before following a reminder to an earlier concept, pause and reconstruct it. Before searching documentation, predict the principle or term that should guide the search. At the end of a section, answer one question aloud or silently. These small attempts preserve the learning flow while still producing evidence beyond familiarity. When the corrected answer matters, give it another chance to be produced after the source closes. That final attempt is brief, but it distinguishes recognizing the correction from rebuilding it. Then stop. The next meaningful test can happen after time. For the complete system and its evidence boundaries, see the evidence-based learner. A practice question is not a courtroom. It is a temporary removal of support followed by an accurate comparison. The struggle is not the benefit by itself. The learning event is the attempt, the check, and the corrected answer.